Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday, October 26th. I'm just doing a daily update. I've got a lot of things on my mind, kind of just gonna hit and miss, all pertaining to what's going on with me and the changes that I know are coming, because the signs are all around me. But I've posted recently a couple videos. One's pertaining, a card reading pertaining to my wealth and what I've managed to collect throughout my lifetime that's been squandered from me and hidden from me and stolen. And I posted videos saying something about these elites have your money and they're going to start a payment plan to pay me back for what they stole from me. And then I get tarot card readings, pertaining the same thing, talking about it and how, I was cursed at birth and dark magic done on me as a child, and it all matches, all the dots connect, everything that's happened to me throughout my life, the shunning, why they didn't want me to know who I was and that I had this generational wealth that is mine. Where is it? As I'm sitting out here struggling every day, with no home, no money. I can't even get help from the local food pantry to help me out. They give me a tiny little box that has baby food in it and shit that, it wouldn't even last somebody a day. So that support structure, even from your community, is not there. I can't even get somebody to lend me some money until I can have somebody send them a check, because my bank account's all fucked up. And this is a place I graduated high school, I grew up in. I had a lot of friends. But where are they when you need them? Where's the, at $60 a loan from somebody till I can have a check sent, which should just be about 2 days in the mail. I can immediately have it sent, but I can't get anybody to help me. They want to keep a finger on me and donate food to me, which is fine. But I need money. I didn't ask for food in the sense of a canned items and shit like that, or a tent. That's not where I'm going here. I should have the support of a community and be able to get into somewhere that's got 4 walls on it. And I don't mind working a job in the meantime until this all breaks open. But God told me I don't have to work anymore. And this generational wealth that's mine, that I'm claiming, that I know is there and been told to me, and confirmed by several people, that this shit's real and it's happening to me. So I'm trying to be patient and wait in the meantime for this shit to break free. And for my twin flame to come into my life. I feel like she's right there too. I let go of my past. I let go past past relationships. I've totally released everything. I've been obedient to God and what He's wanted me to do. I've had to play the game so I wouldn't be played. I went through sacrifice and suffering. Playing a character in a story that was hijacked my life. And I've had to take it back in whatever form I have to. And it's been nothing but sacrifice. And I'm still out here. I appreciate the help I get from the people that have helped me. But that's very few people I'm going to be able to bless back. And the flakes that say they're going to do shit and then don't end up doing it, or don't call you back, or don't show up as you sit there and wait at the fucking park. And they just blow you off. What the fuck do you want to talk to me for? Just want the scuttlebutt, the drama? Want to know what's going on? You don't want to help me. People are just shallow, and they don't do what they say they're gonna do, and to me they're fake. I can't stand people like that. I'm repulsed from people like that. Fucking stand on your word. But anyway, I'm not getting into that negativity shit right now. I don't want to. I prayed for peace in my heart today, things to come to pass as far as my soulmate coming into my life. She's the change I need. I need out of this atmosphere I'm in. the surroundings. I can't, use my spiritual gifts and, fully have my creativity bloom the way I need it to where I'm at. Just, I have no home. I need a room to work in for my art alone. I'm creating these videos every day, and this, information that I'm putting out there, exposing the things that have happened to me, and I'm doing it because God has told me to do it. So that's what I'm doing mainly. In the meantime, while I'm waiting on things to break loose and taking faith that they will. It's extremely difficult while you're being attacked constantly and being singled out. And I do appreciate the few that have helped me and that have risen up to the light to see my truth and what I'm trying to do out here, whether they understand it or not. It's not meant to be understood, but they will. They'll see it all soon. I think everybody knows who I am, and there's no denying it anymore. Things that have happened to me are 100% the truth, and the evidence and the dots all connect. But beyond that, I wanted to expose some of the things that have happened to me that, like for the last 13 years as my second divorce unfolded, and the demon that basically, body jumps from body to body in order to try and derail me from my destiny, and it has for the last 13 years, and it got into my ex-wife, and here starts this smear campaign and this gang stalking. The time I didn't even know what a smear campaign was until it came out of my mom's mouth out of the blue, when this shit first started. And how that, where'd that word come from, Mom? Why? I didn't know what the fuck it was. And gang stalking wasn't in my vocabulary then either. But Mom come up with that, and I think back, because it was already staged, it was set up, it was a smear campaign, and she was opening her mouth saying smear campaign, and what the hell is a smear campaign? Lies. And things that started up. She knew about it, obviously, and it, the proof and the evidence shows it now. But things like that, and then, my ex-mother-in-law stalking me, driving around. She worked here in this same town as I did, or she worked here, and I was staying at my mom's on a home plan, or just started into drug court. And as she's stalking me, I'm catching her, I'm following her back, physical stalking me. I'm seeing other evidence, like when I went to sign up for drug court up in the courthouse, in the second floor of the prosecutor's office, and I went in there, I was going up the stairs, and, here comes my ex-mother-in-law out of the courtroom when no court was in session. She had no reason to be there other than me. But she come out of the courtroom as I come around the rotunda, and she saw me, and she starts ducking and dodging, doing backflips and cartwheels to try to avoid me. But at that point, she'd already been seen. But her guilt and her body language showed it all. So I'm like, yeah, something's going on here. What are you doing in there, Karen? The judge in there was Judge Dalton at the time, but that's besides the point. My drug court judge, I went up there to sign up for drug court or get enrolled or something, and that's when I saw her doing her sketchy shit. So I followed her out, and I followed her back to work. She's trying to avoid me. But I knew she was up to no good by her body language and the way she was acting. And then I got enrolled into drug court with Judge Michael S. Wright, who strung me through that fucking program for 5 years. And I can see the direct connection through means of organizations where my ex-father-in-law and this judge, Michael S. Wright, know each other and are involved, plus my ex-in-law's family connections with the judicial system and attorneys within the family that was stretched from this county all the way to St. Louis County, Warren County, where this judge was. That was my drug court judge. It strung me along through 5 years, this shit. It's a 22-month program max. And I remember coming in the program and there being a big change within the program as I sat there right in court and watched Michael S. Wright say, well, we're changing the program up. We're going to make it more individualized and not such a cookie-cutter program. And at the time, I didn't think about it. Individualized, that might be good. But no, they used it, and they used it against me. And they used every facet to string me through the program of 22-month program max through 5 years, about to graduate, and kick me out and sent me to a 5-year prison sentence for taking kratom. oh, it's against the policy handbook. You can't take any supplements. That's just a fucking excuse. But it was all meant to happen, and I was all supposed to go through this shit for this purpose right now, to expose this shit and the corruption through the bureaucracy of the judicial system, which is fucking broken. And I'm calling out these judges, Michael S. Wright, the ones that did treat me like shit and, you know, played me the whole time. And I see the connections. I see the organizations that they're in, you know. And it's all been systematically done to me on purpose. You know, and then, you know, you get out of prison, and then you're finding a bunch of other weird shit going down with you, and that's when this gang stalking really erupted. Moved back to Chillicothe to find out my PO, who locked me up, to silence me after I moved back because I threatened to sue Chillicothe because they were gang stalking me and doing illegal works against me. You know, God was giving me the answers. I didn't even know what the fuck gang stalking was until an epiphany came to me. The next morning after being terrorized, harassed, and stalked all night. Damn. Geese. The thought came right straight to my mind of gang stalking. I never heard of it, and I'm a CIA conspiracy buff. I've studied a lot about it. And this is where, you know, the studying and the awakening process started, when I started searching the powers that be, the elites, who's going to bring in the Antichrist, the, you know, the opening of the revelation, the opening of the prophecy, and how it's all come to pass. And that's when my awakening started 13 years ago, and I was immediately attacked. But I've been cursed at birth, and all this shit pertains to my life, and I can see, you know, how the devil throughout the years has tried to suffocate me and tried to destroy me in one fashion or another with negative energy and negative people. You know, and this body jumping that this demon has infiltrated through my friends, my family, and everybody. You know, and they're using gang stalking and means to break me. It's fucking sick, man. What are you Christians thinking? Well, they didn't know. They're ignorant to it, I guess. That's maybe an excuse they want to use, but it's not an excuse to me. Y'all spiritually deficient and ignorant, I guess, but that's not an excuse. But that's just one thing. The exposure, I need to expose that. And the drug court bullshit and these little things that they used, anything they could just to derail me, they've done it. And I'm still out here. I'm succeeding. I'm victor now as I rise. And I know where I'm going. I know who I'm going with. I can't wait to put my lips on hers. She's my queen. She's my princess. And you know, it's going to take time. Then I'll take the time. But I'm out here exposing until then and doing, you know, what God has called me to do. And until we partner up as a pair and a partnership to do His will, I will put my every day and my last breath into my calling and my destiny fulfillment. I don't know where else I wanted to go today, really, to be honest with you, as far as I'm waiting for that to open. You know, I'm waiting for these elites to get a hold of me, to payment plan to be paid back so I can fucking live. I'm sick of being out here homeless. I'm sick of sitting here waiting on people. And, you know, there's no time like the present. I'm a co-creator for my own reality and prophecies that's being unfolded, and I'm doing it every day. I'm doing my will. I'm surrendered at the foot of the cross, and I give all power and glory to Jesus Christ. Without Him, it would not be possible. But I'm sick of suffering, Lord, and He knows. But I'm protected, and I know this too. I'm not being negative. I'm not letting anything bad penetrate me. It can't. And I've proven it over and over. People know my strength, know my resilience, and know that I won't give up. I don't break. Even though I've been broken, my heart's been stepped on I don't know how many times. I still have that ability to love and forgive. And it's come through my DNA, through Christ Jesus. From the same strand, angelic. And I've been lied to my whole life about everything. But it's for a purpose. And I resonate on the higher frequency. I am of light, not of darkness. I've had to do my shadow work and walk through hell 4 times. And I still feel like some days I'm walking through that hell, but I know that just around this